Hey, what's going on, guys? Nate Diaz calls out Conor McGregor. I was a little bit surprised to hear him do that, since Nate Diaz just beat Michael Johnson last night. It's good to see Nate Diaz win. He looked good. Not exactly sure why Michael Johnson chose to box with Nate Diaz. Maybe he said he got caught up in it, but I mean, I don't know. You have coaches. You think they tell you at the end of the round. You know what I mean? So that was a little strange. It was a little strange to see that. But I mean, Nate looked good. He beat Michael Johnson. You know, maybe Michael Johnson was thinking that Nate's not expecting him to stand with him and trade punches, which that may be, but just because somebody's not expecting it doesn't mean, I mean, what, you think he can't still throw 1-2 combinations, you know what I mean? So, anyway, Nate Diaz beats Michael Johnson, and then he's calling out Conor McGregor. I mean, I'm shocked to see that, because, I mean, you know, he's not even, I don't know what Nate Diaz is even ranked. He hadn't fought for a year. He beats one guy. You know, what's the chances of this fight, of them putting on that fight? Well, you know what? Maybe the UFC will put on this fight, because let me tell you why they might put on this fight. If Conor McGregor goes and fights Dos Anjos, he's going to lose. You know, even if Conor doesn't know that, I'm pretty sure the people in the UFC, I mean, I would expect Conor McGregor to lose to Dos Anjos, and no hate towards Conor McGregor, but I mean, that's like saying, let's have Conor McGregor fight, you know, let's have Conor McGregor fight, you know, whoever, Alistair Overeem. I mean, it's just whatever. I mean, it's just everybody has, I mean, you're only human, you know what I mean? So you can only do so much, but, I don't think the UFC really wants to have Conor lose. So Conor coming to 155, an opponent like Nate Diaz, that's a big money fight, guys. Everybody's gonna tune in to watch the fight. And as far as Nate calling him out, I mean, I would expect Nate to lose that fight, but Nate can definitely win that fight, and I say I expect him to lose it, but I would not be real surprised if he won. I mean, Nate Diaz, this guy pulls off. He's one of those guys. He just never goes away. He just keeps pulling off. You know, he gets crazy victories in his career. He just, you know, wins, and he's got just really awesome submissions. And I think Nate could very well submit Conor McGregor. And as far as the stand-up, you know, you're talking about, you know, Conor's punching. You're talking about Nate Diaz. These guys train with Richard Perez. Nate Diaz still trains with Richard Perez. I mean, these guys are in there sparring with boxers. I mean, it's throwing hands. It's a whole different thing when you're in there with somebody that's a boxer. So even though Conor doesn't do straight boxing, he does all his movement and everything. When it comes right down to it, his movement and everything is a big part of his success, but it's that he used to box. Conor McGregor used to box, and that's what he's doing. He's using all that other stuff, but, you know, to box these guys up, and he apparently hits really hard. But at 155, are these guys going to fall, you know, as fast as hitting these smaller guys? I mean, probably not. They're probably going to be able to take a few more punches. The more punches that you're able to take without dropping, maybe it's a more chance that you'll end up on the ground, and the guys will last longer. You know, so it is actually a good fight. Like, I was really surprised when Nate started calling out Conor McGregor, but then I thought about it a little bit, and it actually would be a really good fight, and it'd be more. People get to hate on Conor, say, oh, he's not fighting top guys, he's fighting Nate Diaz, even if he beats Nate Diaz, but he's already the champ at 145, so, and you know, if Conor did lose against Nate Diaz, then he could go back to 145. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with this, with him coming to 155, if he would want to fight somebody like Nate Diaz. But I think that there's a chance that they could say that. Say, look, you can come to 155, but you got to get a couple fights to fight the champion. And not only does that make more sense that they would do that, it's in Conor's best interest, guys. He's going. There's a really great chance. I mean, I'd like to see what the betting odds would be, but I guarantee you that the odds would be in favor of Dos Anjos, and I think it'd be pretty heavy. I mean, just because someone has not lost and is so amazing, Conor that guy knocks out everybody in the first round. That doesn't mean that. You know, like when you look at the guys that do the betting odds, the breakdown, those guys are not dumb. 9 times out of 10, they're right. Probably 9.8% of the time, they're right a lot of the time. And that's why they're making money. Okay? And it's like Jose Aldo had beaten 10 years, but if you break down him and Conor, you can see odds are Conor's going to beat the guy. Okay? You know, he knocks everybody out. Nobody can last at all. They got nothing for Conor. They can't even touch him. They can't even hit him. You know, and the only guy to challenge him even slightly was a wrestler, which, you know, Aldo wasn't. So, you know, you got somebody that hasn't lost in 10 years, and he's the underdog. Okay? So this would be kind of a similar situation. Just because Conor hasn't lost and he knocks everybody out, that doesn't mean he wouldn't be the underdog in this fight. That Dos Anjos would be. Dos Anjos would be expected to win and probably would. And so, you know, that's why this fight may take place, because they're going to look for an exciting fight, a fight that's going to sell out at 155. And, you know, they could have him come in against, you know, Pettis or somebody. But again, you know, there's a good chance Conor would lose. And, you know, it may not sell as many tickets as fighting Nate Diaz. Is this fight going to happen? I highly doubt it, but it does make sense from a marketing standpoint, and I would definitely tune in to watch. I don't know who I'd be rooting for. I think I'd be rooting for Nate. I think I'd be rooting for Nate, and I would expect to see Nate try and get him on the ground. You know, I believe if they got tangled up, that got him in the clinch, that Nate could get, you know, he does those judo throws, could get Conor down. But there's a good chance he just get beat up from the outside from Conor and really have nothing for Conor. Because Conor's not stupid. He's not going to go in there and stand and trade punches and stand in front of Nate Diaz. He's going to use space. He's going to use kicks. He's going to have. That's what he's going to do. So he's either going to light Nate up with kicks and strikes, kicks to the body. He's going to just beat him down standing, or the fight would go to the ground. And I think Nate would win on the ground. And guys, I'll talk to you later.